Empire was started in 1583 and reached its zenith in the early 20th century. To establish Britain's contribution to the modern world, we need to look at how it changed the world. The empire was not perfect, but by comparison with others, was more benevolent and caring about the population and the land. I intend to concentrate on the good things done by the empire. So let's look at its contribution to the world we live in today. English is now the most widely spoken language in the world. It's used in diplomatic meetings, international trading negotiations, and many other current activities. Britain was responsible for producing maps covering large parts of the world. Britain set up Greenwich Mean Time in 1884. Using GMT, together with longitude and latitude lines on the map, enables all travellers to accurately confirm where they are and set the course to follow to reach their destination. It is used for all types of travel, including space travel. The parliamentary system of government was set up in all countries under British control. The USA changed to the congressional system after gaining independence. Initially, all government positions were held by British staff, but over the years, more and more of the original population were introduced, trained, and gradually took over more and more senior government positions. All countries had a good democratic system when the British left. But unfortunately, in some countries, but not all, various military or paramilitary organizations decided that they want to take control. The most unusual case is India, which we will discuss on the next slide. Before independence, India was a large country of mixed population, mainly consisting of Hindus, Sikhs, and Muslims, all of whom were living and working peacefully together. Unfortunately, when it came to negotiations for independence, the main sticking point was on religious grounds. As the Hindu and Sikh leader, Jawaharlal Nehru, and the Muslim leader, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, disagreed over whether they should claim independence in its current form or be divided into two states, India and Pakistan. Because the Muslim leader insisted that the country should be partitioned and could not be persuaded otherwise, the British leaders and Nehru were forced into agreeing partition into two states, India and Pakistan. This led to major battles between India's religious groups after the British left the country. Shortly after taking control, the British government of India outlawed the Hindu practice of burning widows on their husband's death pyre. The religious leaders were told that under British law the perpetrators of whatever nationality or religion would be tried and hanged, as would now be the case in India. France was the first country to abolish the slave trade. Britain followed shortly by taking a proactive role and stopping all slave ships from any country and freeing all the slaves aboard. Freed slaves were then taken to Freetown in Sierra Leone, or were sometimes sent back to their homes on the African mainland. All countries under British rule were improved by educational opportunities for all people, including women, and provided with better health care for all. The key to control under British rule was strong worldwide Navy, Army and Air Force, as well as democratic government in each country. The basis was focused on extracting useful materials for trade or manufacturing, and working with the local population to improve their country and share some of the riches made from trading their resources. As the Industrial Revolution continued, all of the items on this slide contribute to the efficient operations of the British Empire. During the Second World War, Alan Turing invented the first programmable computer. The British Empire encouraged sporting activities for all the indigenous population of all the countries under its control. Many sporting heroes of today either live in a Commonwealth country or are descendants from colonial parents or grandparents. Britain and France, along with forces from many countries in the Empire, fought a holding battle in Europe and Asia from 1914 to 1917, when the USA declared war on Germany as a result of U-boat attacks on US shipping and intercepting the Zimmermann telegram that proposed a German and Mexican alliance against the USA. All the Allies played an important role by giving financial assistance for the purchase of all essential supplies and putting troops on the front line. The war ended on the 11th November 1918. By the end of the war, over 15 million people had died. Britain also owed the USA about £866 million. As a result of severe economic problems after the First World War, the population of Germany struggled to rebuild, and many of the population starved and lived on the streets. This fostered the rise of the Nazi Party, that blamed most of their problems on the Jews and other non-Aryans in the population. The policy of blame produced firstly the brown shirts, who were closed down in the Night of the Long Knives, and then the black shirts and SS, who went around damaging Jewish-owned businesses and property and injuring Jewish people. The hate aroused by the Nazi Party incentivized many Germans to join it, and eventually Hitler was promoted to the post of Chancellor by the President of Germany, Paul von Hindenburg. From 1933 onwards, Hitler commenced major rebuilding of roads and military equipment, as well as authorizing the arrest of Jews, Romani travelers, and other people he considered inferior. All were transported to concentration camps, where most of them died in the gas chambers or of starvation. On the failure of the Peace Pact, and to honour Britain's promise to come to the aid of Poland if they were attacked, Britain and France declared war on Germany, and the British Expeditionary Force was sent to France, where they fought together against German troops. Britain sent troops, equipment and aircraft to France, where major battles took place. Eventually, the large and well-equipped German army and air force began to encircle the Allies, and they had to retreat to the beach at Dunkirk. Royal Navy and many civilians manned their own boats of all types to help evacuate British, French and Belgian troops back to England. It took 9 days to evacuate over 338,000 troops to safety in England. The British Empire and its allies continued to fight many battles across the world. On the 6th of June 1944, Allied troops landed on the beaches at Normandy in France, and over the next 10 months forced the German army back towards Berlin. On the Eastern Front, the Russian army carried out the same action and eventually captured Berlin. The German surrender was signed on the 8th of May 1945, ending the war in Europe. 2 atomic bombs were dropped on Japan at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Between 150 and 240,000 people died as a result. Many other people were injured by debris or radiation burns and poisoning. The Japanese surrendered on the 2nd of September 1945, and the war was finally over. Currently, some wars are being fought in various parts of the world using battlefield nuclear weapons. I pray to God that nobody will ever press the red button for nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles to be launched. It is worth remembering that the Nazi regime policy was to annihilate all Jewish people and anyone else who did not fit their criteria for pure Aryan descent and physical or mental fitness. It was also their intention to take control of all Europe and many other countries. It is reasonable to assume that after consolidated control of all Europe, the Nazis would attack other countries. This was stopped by the Battle of Britain, when the RAF stopped the Luftwaffe from controlling the skies over Britain. Japan's aim was to take control of Asia. Prisoners of war were used as slave labour. Many POWs died of exhaustion and hunger in Japanese prisoner camps. Russia supplied Germany with oil and other materials until 1941, when Germany invaded them. The estimated death toll for World War II is between 35 and 60 million. At the end of the war, Britain owed the USA and other countries approximately £21 billion. The final instalment was paid in 2006. There were huge celebrations all across the world at the end of World War II. Britain has fought many wars to keep a free world. Those on this slide are some of the major wars fought from the 16th through to the 20th century. The empire on which the sun never set. About 15 independent countries that were part of the British Empire still have a prime ministerial parliamentary government and recognise King Charles III as head of state. As countries have left the empire, Britain and the United Kingdom have continuously provided economic aid to them and other foreign countries that need help. It is reasonable to say that some of the countries previously part of the British Empire became rich using knowledge and engineering skills learned while part of the empire. Britain started the Industrial Revolution that spread across the world. You may find it interesting to look back over this presentation and research the actual bad reports. I repeat, actual bad reports of the British Empire activities before making your decision. As it says on the slide, life is a gift and should be lived and enjoyed. The titles of the first three charities clearly define their work. Marie Curie offers free day and night care to terminally ill patients. I hope you can afford to make a direct donation to one you prefer. Wishing you all a long and happy life. Bye for now.